Member from Parkdale High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Skyrocketing hydro costs have made it more expensive to take the TTC. Last year, the TTC's hydro bill was up 13% from the previous year, even though it used about the same amount of electricity. Since the current Premier assumed office 4 years ago, the TTC's hydro rates have gone up by over 40%. The Premier said she wants to fix this quote-unquote mistake, but the TTC will not see the 25% in hydro bill reductions that she's promising in ads. Ads, by the way, paid for with public dollars. Why did the Premier exclude the TTC from her hydro plan?
Minister of Energy.
Minister of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the honourable member for the question. Mr. Speaker, when it relates to Ontario's Fair Hydro Plan, the first thing I think it's important for me to say about the TTC is that every rider on the TTC will be getting that 25% reduction, Mr. Speaker. And on top of that, every single individual in Ontario's 444 municipalities will benefit from Ontario's Fair Hydro Plan, Mr. Speaker. But when it comes to the City of Toronto, which the TTC is part of, Mr. Speaker, they're going to see a 2 to 4% reduction in their electricity bills, Mr. Speaker. That's a modest reduction, I know, Mr. Speaker. But there are also many other things that we do for municipalities, and we have many other programs that actually also help municipalities manage their energy costs, Mr. Speaker. For example, the Ontario Municipal Energy Plan program provides funding to municipalities to help them plan for more efficient energy usage. We also helped with $92 million from the Green Investment Fund, Mr. Speaker, to help with other energy efficiency.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you. Again, back to the Premier, Mr. Speaker. I repeat, the TTC's hydro rates have increased by more than 40% since the Premier assumed office 4 years ago. The Premier's hydro plan will make bankers rich, but it won't do anything to rein in the underlying costs of privatized hydro, which is making everything more expensive. The Premier's plan won't lower the TTC's hydro bills by 25% or even 17%. Why is the Premier spending public dollars to promote a hydro scheme that makes bankers rich while allowing the TTC's hydro rates to keep rising out of control, driving up fares and making life more expensive for transit riders?
Minister of Transportation.
Thanks very much, Speaker. I thank the member opposite for her questions today. And I can understand from the tail end of the second question that at the root of what she's asking about, it relates, Speaker, of course, to making sure that transit in Toronto and transit right around the province of Ontario is not only there, but that it's accessible and it's affordable, Speaker. That member knows. I've had the opportunity to say this repeatedly in this House and elsewhere. There is no government in Ontario history that has done more to support public transit in the City of Toronto and in the other 98 communities across Ontario that have transit than this government under the leadership of our Premier, Speaker. That member knows. Just a number of weeks ago, we announced that we'd be doubling the provincial gas tax program over the next 4 years, providing the City of Toronto alone with an estimated additional $170 million to a province-wide total of an additional $335 million annually, Speaker, to all of the communities that have transit systems. We'll keep